Hi, welcome back. And I am so excited to show you guys this week's video. I finally completed the lab downstairs. So, let's get started. And I'll show you some tips and tricks as to how I made this lab. I do want to give a shout out to Skip the Tutorial. He actually through one of his videos helped me make Minecraft a little bit easier for me by helping me find the operator utilities tool, so now I don't have to constantly be editing in or typing in to get the debug stick when I lose it, and now I can use the different lighting in Minecraft. And to get that, all you have to do is go to Options, Controls, and Operator Items tab, and just click it to on. Don't know why I never did that before, but anywho, as you can see, we are in the basement of my not so secret base, because I've showed you guys it already. And maybe later on this week I will do a grand tour now that it's complete. And I can never hit buttons when I'm in... Why can I never hit buttons when I'm in the third person? So we drop down here. I'll just do the rest in first person. So as you can see here, when we first come into my secret base, we have the observer robot, and he just looks around to make sure everything is okay and that, you know, the right person is coming into the base. Over here we have one of my custom cabinets storing some ingredients for our lab area over here, and I'll take a look at that area in a second. But if you want to make custom not so much shelves, because you guys probably already know how to make shelves, excuse me, but if you want to make custom doors like these, all these is 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, actually, correction, 8 glass blocks, and then just 2 invisible picture frames and buttons that I just rotated to make into doorknobs. So this whole build actually took probably about 5 hours to make, not including knocking out this whole big area to work in. Yikes, I did that again. I hit my mic. Sorry about that. So you can see I got some redstone going on this time. These lights just indicate everything is operating correctly. I am no redstone whiz at all. So I am using the redstone powered enhanced. And I just use like the clock block to do that. So that it's basically just a clock block that oh my god, that sounds so wrong. The clock tool, I'm going to call it. So it's just you see the light, and then the clock tool's behind it. Then you have a comparator, and then you have a lectern, and then what number of pages you leave the book on the lectern is how the light flashes. And you can see over here we have from the expanded storage, I think it's expanded storage. I'm sorry, from Crate Delight. We have some more lab ingredients. This is actually cocoa beans and gunpowder, but I'm not sure what they'd be here. They just looked like they fit into a lab. So we have more of the custom doors. This time, instead of using the white... Oh, with the custom cabinets, I also put lighting in there, so it kind of looks a little bit like a refrigerator. So, and then over here, I just used black glass instead. And I forget which, but if you check, all my resource packs, data packs, and mods are listed in the description. So I do have one that lets me put the melon and the pumpkins in pots. Just got some more items. My resource pack does do plants differently. Oop, let me drop down. So these items here, and in this cabinet over here, are from the Stone Colors Halloween data pack. And from Storage Delight, I just added some custom, well, not custom, but I added some drawers just to make everything look nice. And I do have some extra heads stored in here. So a lot of the things on this table, and you might be able to see some of the armor stands, they're very faded out, was done using the armor stand mod. So like these bottles here, this itty bitty cute little bottle here that blinks. My items are animated. They are from the animated items resource pack. I do apologize if you hear a weird noise in the background. My bunny decided it was time to drink. And if we come back over this way, you can see I have a potion tilted over, and that's also due to the armor stand mod. Some of the items that are sitting flat on the table, I just used an invisible item frame, and the 3D items 3D foods resource pack. That if you do load, you'll get that it's out of date, but it still works in Minecraft. So if you come here, you have the interceptor robot. He goes on the attack of anybody. If he shouts the alarm off that someone is down here that shouldn't be, he comes over and attacks with his laser beam eye. Yeah, so these two guys kind of just float around the lab, making sure it's secure. Here we have, this is from these little blocks are from Vanilla Tweaks, and they're the mini ores, so she can get from using the stone cutter. You come over here, I got my baby dragon. Yeah, it's actually an axolotl, but kind of nice. I think that's the golden axolotl, isn't it? Or maybe yellow. I have my little lights from the Beautify mod. And here we just have some heads on some heads on display. You don't have to worry, the axolotl gets plenty of fresh water from my little pipe that runs down here and then through our filtration system and into the tank. So that is just a lever with the rods going down into the copper floor. Sorry, I love the sound of the concrete. Not the concrete, the copper. So I wanted to kind of separate it off with a fancy area. So I just used white stained glass with some of the lapis. The quarter blocks you see here are from the Extended Shapes mod. And same thing over here. This one's a little bit longer, but you really can't tell. This is our powered core. You know, obviously you don't want to touch it because you'll get vaporized, so hence the security glass. Come back over this way. There again, we gotta have a ladder because a lot of our items are up high. And I wanted to do an area where we had the items kind of stored flat. So if we climb up here, you can see I even have items up at the top. I know they're kind of hard to see, but... So, if you were in my previous video, I did reduce some of the containment area for our containment storage chambers. And oh, by the way, if you do that, I did forget one very important step with the aggressive mods. You do need to name tag them, so that one's like named Spider. I don't know why it's picking up on the kitty. Or did I name this one Kitty too? This is actually supposed to say Creakling. But I don't know why it's saying Kitty. Because it was saying creaking before I began the video. It's even saying Kitty over here. Okay, but back here, as you can see, I did change the colors. So I kind of wanted to make everything look like it was kind of really hot and high-powered back here. So I used, oh my goodness, I used the Gilded Blackstone and some blast furnaces. And there again, a frog light with just some copper around it so it looks like the energy is flowing into the containment chambers from these little power bars. Let's get out of there because that's not really a safe area to be. Oh, and once the observer robot sets off the alarm, we have the punch-em bot that comes into action. You don't want this guy messing with you. I mean, look how big his arms are and the fact that he can roll around. Yes, yes, I hear you, Johnny. So this is just really... He's gonna make me crack up again. So these are just the grinding stones with a blast furnace that I lit up using my debug stick, and then a auto crafter on top. And then I just kind of stacked the grinding stones on top of each other. Not perfect, because you can see a little bit of a space, but not that bad in his little power indicator. So he'll come on. He only comes on if there's an emergency, which is kind of a good thing because he's a bit creepy looking. So we're over here. We have some crying obsidian into a pot. I don't really want to click on this because this is a respawn anchor. And if we wait around a little bit, it does drip into the pots. It just sometimes takes... Up, here we go. Watch. And it's going to drip eventually. And it drips into the pot. Over here, I am using... Yes, they are candles, but we're calling them vials, right, for this video. Yes, 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 I hear you. So now we're going to go downstairs. We must be very secretive about what goes on downstairs. I promise you, I am a normal person. I just kind of gotta let my weirdness fly out sometimes. So, you know, shh, don't tell anybody about what you see down here. Okay? Okay, so let's head down. Why are you oh. Briefly zoom in. Yeah, I'm bad with the controls. So we come down here, we got a nice dark basement. Some foreshadowing with some of these lovely heads here. And this time I just used light blue glass. Here's more of our power cores. Yeah. Come down here, got some nice trees. And yeah. Huh. I promise there is nothing to see here. Nothing whatsoever. There is nothing wrong going on here. Nothing at all. Yeah, as I said, bit on the creepy side, but just seemed to fit in with the lab. So, to get the blood stains, I used the redstone and just kind of double clicked on it. And then I just used the picture frames and set them to invisibility to hang stuff on the wall. And they kind of look like there's some medical equipment, like, you know, some cotton, some gauze, and like a bar of soap, which I probably should put closer to the water, but so like the bar of soap is just an iron bar. As you can see, it's shining. I guess the cotton would be the bone meal laying down, and the gauze would be the wind charge. The guy laying on the table probably took way longer than it should have, and that was due to my own flaws. So he's actually 3 separate arbor stands. So I have like the head on one, the body on the other, and the legs and the boots on another armor stand. But later on I suddenly realized there was an option to have him lay flat. But I don't know, he still looks kind of cool. And, you know, got a little viewing area. And some warning signs. No, test in progress. Quiet, please. And no pictures for obvious reasons. If we come back here, we go into our restricted area. These are the test subjects. So let's start with this far guy back here. You know, I didn't necessarily say they were willing. So I said these are all the armor stands. And then the more mob heads. Oh, sorry, from the vanilla tweaks. To kind of get the skeleton one to look the way he did, I just used a skeleton head and some chain armor. Oh, he's sad. And I'm sure this guy will be okay. Don't know where he's running to, because he really has no place to go with that zombie coming after him. Sorry, buddy. Yeah, so we have this creepy, ominous area here. Now, yeah, it's kind of hard to explain, but yeah, so he's there because he's a failed assistant. You know, decided to go against what I had told him to do, so yeah. He kind of has to go into the poisonous, toxic waste of a lake here. So let's hop up here. Yeah. So, to make this, and I forget, I did watch a Halloween Minecraft video, which gave me the idea, unfortunately. I think it was either Mr. Mirror or Blue Nerd. They both have great building videos. So, I put lights at the very bottom. In this case, I used the pyrite lights that were dyed lime green. And then I layered carpet over them, and I did 3 layers deep. So it's like I have the lime carpets on top of the lights, and then 1 round of carpet, and then another round of carpet on top to kind of give it that green glow. And then I added the green line glass to it. The Armorstad mods are what makes the heads float in the water. I particularly love the skeleton one. I think that one is so cool how it's kind of floating sideways. It just adds little things like that make the builds, I think. So over here we have my piping system. There again, it's getting a bit corroded. You can see our newer pipes there. And I just added the green block ore there because I figured there again, you're going to have some stone around there and it's going to get some splashes of gunk or whatever that's called. And then I used just some different mycelium and podzol and some of the... These are like, I think the vintage... Hold on, I can remember what they're called. Where is it? Here we go. So these are from the Pyrite mod. So this is like the nostalgia grass. And it just gives a bit of it. It's just a different color than from the regular glass. Makes it a bit more toxic looking. And you know, this is a cave that collapsed years ago. And, you know, due to us dumping our toxic waste down there. No, thank you guys very much. As I said, I was going to show you guys a bit more of the build, but I just got really into a groove, and before I knew it, it was 3 hours later and it was basically done. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask them down in the comments below about how something was built or something was done. I'll be more than happy to answer. And I think what I will do is, because this is one of my biggest builds ever, I know I've done a bunch of little videos on it. I think what I'll do is maybe for Friday, release a grand tour of my entire secret base. What do you guys think? Is that something you'd be interested in? Well, I hope you guys have a nice week, and I'm going to enjoy my secret base. Thank you. Bye.